Hello, welcome to Saul Good Studios. My name is Aaron Herman, and what you'll be seeing in the background is me drawing a landscape that I made up in my mind. Um, Saul Good Studios is a YouTube art channel where I'll be painting, drawing, discussing uh, techniques, what I've figured out, and just to inspire other people to draw and inspire me to draw more. That's been in a little bit of a slump and had a really good friend really push me towards sharing my work on the YouTube platform and going through it a little bit more. And so I decided to give it a shot. So honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing or talking about. And that's kind of the backbone of this channel is that I'm not a professional. I'd like to be, and this is sort of my my attempt to take myself as seriously as an artist as I can and to hopefully inspire other people to create art with me. So, since this is the first time I've done a voiceover over a time lapse of my any art I've done, I'm probably going to ramble and get off track. And hey, cool, you'll get to know a little bit more about my personality and maybe who I am that way. I don't know. It's up to you to decide. So, real briefly, I'm just filling in the background mountains of this landscape. Um, I didn't really have a plan going into the landscape. I just sort of started moving. I knew there was going to be mountains and hills because those are always fun. And then kind of very lightly outlined some cities and some uh, bridges and a foreground. Um, I think the idea behind this piece is like it's like if you ever go through the mountains and there's those windy roads and you're kind of tucked into the side of a valley. This is an imagination of being on like a side valley road with almost like a central mountain off to your side, and you're just sort of like, oh, that's nice. Let's check this vista out. And yeah, so then if you notice, the background mountains are light because I wanted there to be atmosphere. I mean, you can see them, but they're lighter than how dark I'm outlining the focal point. Because with atmosphere, um, there's like molecules blocking very fine molecules in between you and the object. So the further away something is, the more molecules of atmosphere. And the color changes depending on the time of day, where you are, what it's reflecting. Like I've seen some really beautiful pictures where they like push like a purple haze. It's like in dusk, like right when you're seeing like kind of like purple tones and cool colors come out more, like a purple atmosphere. I was just like, oh, I've never thought of it. I always usually do my atmospheres like light blue. Purple's not too far off, but I thought that was a cool idea. Anyway, so lighter hills in the background, and you'll notice I will darken up the foreground focal point. I I doodle with right now. I'm using a mechanical pencil. It's a um, I used to avoid mechanical pencils, and then I just couldn't deny that how awesome it was that you never have to sharpen one, and that the lead is always the same. I think this is like a point 0.5. So the lead's always going to be, you can always depend on a line unity between all your lines. And sometimes when you're using drawing pencils, if you really get into your drawing, you'll forget, like, oh, I need to sharpen my pencil. And you'll have some really dark lines, and you'll kind of, yeah, it's not a bad thing, but. Oh, and then, yeah, right here, I cut a hole out of the hill because I didn't want to fill that in. And I actually thought it would have looked cooler with more erosion on this mesa piece. Um, so yeah, I'll probably be having a couple different types of videos. I'm sure I'll be painting. I'm sure I'll be doing more simple stuff than this. I'm sure I'll be doing maybe some more complicated stuff than this. I just this is sort of when I was drawing my first piece, I just kind of let my mind go blank, and this is what came out. Most of the time when I doodle, I'll kind of make a little made up scene. I'll just sort of make like a plane, some trees, and you'll probably see a lot of that repeated through this channel. Lots of nature. I love trees. I love forests. I love biomes. I love land and environment. So it's kind of my go-to thing. So you'll probably see a lot of that. So if you're looking to explore imaginary landscapes, this is the perfect place. But I'll be doing other stuff. Like, I really need to work on figures more, so I'll be doing figure stuff. I'll be going over painting, watercolor, oil, gouache. I even had the idea to like maybe pick up some super crappy, cheap, or free art supplies and doing art with just stuff I find, just stuff that I think looks cool, or stuff that I find. Rejected art supplies, I love. I have a whole bunch of just things that you can make marks with that I'll probably be making videos with. Um, I also will probably be releasing animations every now and then. I really wanted to be like an animation channel, but uh, at least with drawing, I can do that a lot quicker and then release animations as they come to fruition. So, another thing, I don't know if you've been noticing, but I'm kind of working around all of the scene. I'm not necessarily stopping and finishing one area, except right here. I finally decide to, okay, we're going to block in the foreground. Notice I actually use a drawing pencil there, that little thing, because it just gets so much darker than the mechanical pencil, and I really wanted the dark values. Putting in some grass. You can do grass a billion different ways. I don't want to spend too much time, but I wanted to give the textural essence of it. I think I go through and I darken I'm almost done. I darken a few more things and then I outline the trees. And I was it was about right here that I really realized that I was like, yeah, this piece, this is more than a doodle. This is pretty cool. I liked it a lot. I started filling in the trees and I regretted it immediately. I really missed the white trees, but I wanted dirt. I don't know, the white trees a little bit too white. I guess I'm glad I did it, but it was a pain to fill those in. Then I kind of lost a lot of the. See, I'm trying to get them a little bit white. I kind of regretted that, but they blended in too much. So I outlined every single tree to make them. I kind of like the tone of where they're at, and I just decided, okay, we'll outline them, and maybe you can tell that there's trees there, and it kind of works. I could have spent some more time on it. They're lower. They're lower in the scene. It could have been a lot more value down there. It would have looked probably way cooler. But you know, I think it was about an hour and a half at this point, and I was ready to wrap it up. This is just the intro video. So I'm also trying to figure out how this voiceover thing is gonna work. I'm trying to figure out if I don't ramble about too much off the wall stuff, and just trying to get started. So, hello. It was nice to meet you. I hope we can keep doing art in the future. And yeah, this is kind of where it ended up at. I don't necessarily know how to end this. Um, so, yeah, hello. Nice to meet you, and I hope to see you again for the next video. Bye bye.
So good studio. So good studio. So good studio.